to that worn-out place again. Do you know the sound of closing doors? Have you heard that sound somewhere before? Do you wonder if they know you any more? Friday night, date night, good people, what's happening? I'm on a little bit early. I was bored. I came in to get ready early, and then I got ready early, and then I got bored. I got bored, people. I got ADD. I got the shivers. Get that look in my eye. Every time I see your mouth, I hear that smile. In the early misty morning light, I heard the engine turning in the old Ford outside. You were leaving me again today. You convinced me again today. You're leaving this hard town, looking for someone else's golden ring. True to say, so long, Susanna. Hush now, don't you cry. So long, Susanna. Yeah. Don't you cry for me. Oh yeah, champ, that is some fine singing, like an aged wine or a fat dog. You're doing great. You're doing great. You sound good. Melodious. You got melodious tones. Mellifluous? Melodious? I don't know. I don't know words. Some people have a way with words. Other people not have way, I guess you'd say. All right. Something's different. Can you feel it? Did you notice? Did you notice something has changed? There's more energy. People are excited again. got some real estate here in my bag. So we bought a pack of cigarettes and Mrs. Wagner's pies. And we've all come to look for America. It's like I have precision with finger picking, minus the precision. Happy Friday night, everybody. I hope you're well. We're going to continue playing with ChatGPT tonight. Oh, Champy, you're such a good singing dog. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? I had a bunch of good meetings today. We had a really nice AI office hours. Saw some old friends that was really nice. It was small. It was a smaller group today, which was kind of cool. It was a small, intense group. Very well talked. It was a very, very smart group of people that showed up today. And then I was there too. But yeah, we were talking about this. Something is shifting. I think we've crossed a threshold. I think we've crossed a Rubicon. I don't know what a Rubicon is, but I think we've crossed it. Because I know you cross them in movies. Thank you, Spin B3. I missed it again. Oh, dang it. Chemical Farmer. I always forget until like 2 p.m. Yeah, it's at 11 a.m. Mountain, so it's a little early if you're on the West Coast. Purple Rain. That was Purple Rain. Wait. Only want one time to see you laughing. Only want to see you laughing in that purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. I only want to see you laughing in that purple rain. Yeah, and then from that point forward, Martin Sexton sings really good. That's where I stop. You got to know your limitations, people. Just go right up to the edge of them and then sneak over occasionally and just go, yeah, that's not me. Although, you know, with this AI shit, I think we should all be a bit more bold in what we think we can do. Let's go look at some stuff. Let's go look at some stuff. What's going on? How is everybody? I got no comments going on YouTube. What the hell's going on YouTube? No thumbs up, no likes, no comments. What the hell are you people doing over there? Probably just a bunch of people on X going, why is there an old man on X? What's happening? What's happening? I thought all the old men were on TikTok. I don't understand it. What's happening? Sounds good, but Champy always helps. He howls good. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. When you have a lead singer as a dog, you can fill in the gaps. Just let him take the lead. There are comments on YouTube. Really? I ain't seeing them. Huh. Oh, there they are. I had a screen redraw issue. Well, let me see what we got here. I watched the Bob Dylan tonight. I prefer watching Kyle. Thank you. Well, you know, it's so funny you say that, Vicky. A lot of times people are like, you know, do you like Timothy Chalamet? And people are like, he's no Kyle Shannon. Like, I hear that all the time. They're like, yeah, it's not the AI learning lab. I mean, sure, he took 5 years of his life and transformed himself into Dylan, but, you know, is there a singing dog? I don't think so. Yeah, I hear it all the time. Chalamet or Shannon? Which way are you going? And listen, I can't help it if people lean my direction, right? It's a magnetism I've got. It's a natural genetic gift that I have been sprinkled on by the gods. So anyway, thank you for the kind words. The chat servers must be working overtime. Oh, it took several tries until I got my message. Another thing that could be happening, Sharon, one of the things that they have started to do is they have started to censor the images. What's fascinating is that they censor them about 3/4 of the way through building an image, and then they realize, oh, this isn't going good. Let's just delete it. So that's a possibility too. I'm not the biggest Adam Levine fan. If you hear his Purple Rain live from the Stern party, oh, cool. Nice. We're here. Okay, good. Everybody's here. I couldn't see anyone. Chef's kiss. Very nice. I did not enjoy the music. I agree. AI Learning Lab, much better. Shannon all the way. You guys are fucking weird. We're not weird. We're irregular. I thought we established that yesterday. Good Lord. Okay. Let's get going. Yes, that happened to me today. My chat art, I was very disappointed. Yeah, where it deleted it after it generated it. Yeah, they're doing that now. They have an algorithm in there that says, did this make an image that we might get sued by a big company for? And if the answer is yes, they delete it. It sucks. AI Learning Lab is the favorite hangout in Shellington. If you weren't here last night, we invented a city. We've got the Irregular Turtle Society. If you're not part of that, you weren't here last night. I got no sympathy for you. Here's the deal. You people, you're like, yeah, I want to learn AI. And then you're like, well, I'll come a night a week or once or twice a month. Do you miss out? And I mean, listen, I think there's a legitimate argument to be said that a solid 90% of the hours of entertainment that I procure here are useless, wasted time. You'll never get back in your life. But it's that 10%. It's the fucking magic. It happens. It's like a baseball game. Occasionally something happens. You know, then you drink beer in between. Oh, man. Chef Kelly, I was embarrassed after my botched virtual webinar today. And then I remembered you do this every day. Yeah, listen, botched. I assume it was not massively botched. Maybe it didn't quite go as planned, but think of this as inspiration for, well, it couldn't be that bad. Now, listen, to be fair, you don't have a $20 million production studio like I do, right? Like, it's not going to look this good, right? But just, and sure, this is fully scripted, right? I spend most of my days learning the lines for the performance of the night. This show is very much like that Netflix series Adolescence, right? Where I memorized the script. It's a single camera take. Dramatic action happens. We produce this in such a way that it looks like I'm just insane. See, all right, let's go look at some shit. Source camp in house. Did I not share? What's going on here? Okay, there is just weird ass stuff going on with my StreamYard. Okay, so here I am. I'm at the ChatGPT. I don't know if y'all know ChatGPT. If you go to chatgpt.com or even just chat.com, you might have heard. You can make money with ChatGPT. This is the place you go. You just go there, and when you type in a prompt, you can make money from that. And you're like, well, how do I make money from that? Well, you pay me the $49.95 a week for the secret lesson. That's how you make money from it. Well, no, that's how I make money from it. But then what you do is you take what I did and then you do that. But it's not easy. Like, you have to be able to go, you can make money with ChatGPT. You can't just say, you can make money with ChatGPT. It's like it just doesn't work unless you're like, ChatGPT. Right? And that's what I'll teach you. I'll teach you the secrets to artificial intelligence are making a TikTok channel to sell methylene blue and Madagascar vanilla beans and cardboard cutters. That's how you make money with ChatGPT, the TikTok shop. You see? Is it all starting to come together? Because it should be really clear. No? I don't know what to say. Like, if you're thick in the head, that's not on me. You're like, but Kyle, you told us we didn't have to be technical. You don't have to be technical, but you have to learn how to say words. Words like ChatGPT. You see? Anyway, ChatGPT. Oh, good Lord. All the irregulars are like, all right, I got 15 minutes here. I got to run to the bathroom. Yes, words. I am saying words, Tom. Words. I did start watching Sing Sing tonight, the movie about the prison theater troupe. It's pretty good. I'm like halfway through it. I wanted to, like, one of the things I wanted to explore tonight is, you know how when you're using ChatGPT one of the secrets of it is how you say it. And the other secret is it's not so much that you get good at prompting, but it's more like you get good at conversation with ChatGPT, right? You start to understand its personality and you start to understand how you can give it feedback. And if you do the conversations right, you can maintain a thread of understanding through a long conversation, right? And that's like, I feel like when you get good with ChatGPT, it's kind of like this ongoing conversation that you just keep improving it and improving it, improving it. And where it gets frustrating is you improve it, and then it falls apart, right? And so now that image generation is native within the platform, I was like, can you maintain that same kind of context and continuity across images? And so I just put this prompt up. I said, make me a blueprint of a radical design for a new kind of house. And I was expecting it to draw a picture. And and what it did, which I thought was kind of interesting, is it described the house. So what did it say? A living, learning, breathing structure that adapts, the spiral nest that adapts to its occupants and environment. It's part bioarchitecture, part digital habitat, part sensory cocoon. A house that feels you thinking and responds in kind. And then they describe the different areas. Its shape is a spiral shell inspired by the Fibonacci sequence. The level 1 is called the root zone. Level 2 is called the mind deck. Level 3 is called the green loop. Level 4 is the dream nest. Bonus, the morph room. So that was kind of cool. And then I said, well, make me a blueprint of the floor plan, but I said floor plan, but whatever. And then it wrote code. And it wrote like a Fibonacci spiral. and then it did like Python drawing, which is not at all what I wanted, but it's kind of interesting. And it's kind of an interesting floor. It's interesting that it thought about the math of the house, right? So then I said, no, make me a blueprint as if an architect drew it. And it did it. And it essentially maintained the same thing, right? It's got the spirals. It's got an area called the digestion zone. I don't know if that's the bathroom or if you just walk in circles here after you eat. And then I said, now let me see a watercolor visualization of it. And it did that. And it's pretty fucking good. Like, it's in the neighborhood of what an architect would do. It's got a floating bridge and the entrance and the entry garden. Now, it's not complete. Like, this was all very fast, and it's got plants inside the house, and there's no actual kitchen where you can cook shit. There's just a table. But still pretty cool. Then I said, now make it a photograph as if it were taken for Architectural Digest. And then there's the thing. And it maintains the footbridge, it maintains the pond, it maintains the table, the central spiral staircase, the spiral shape of the house. And then one of the things I heard is you can ask it to give you the prompt of an image. And so I said, hey, can you give me the prompt of the image? And what it wrote was, this stunning high-resolution photo captures a contemporary spiral-shaped home with curved glass, walls set against a vibrant green landscape, sleek concrete roof spirals upward, and the floating bridge leads to the entrance. But it didn't feel like it had enough detail to generate all that. And so then I asked it, I said, it seems like there would be more to the prompt than that. Did it incorporate the previous watercolor image to get the shape of the house? And it said, great question. You're totally on point. The photo style image did draw on the previous watercolor image indirectly by carrying forward the visual memory of the design. Now, Here's what I don't know. This is ChatGPT. So it's possible that it absolutely hallucinated this. But if it's true, what this is saying is it understands this code. It understands this drawing. It understands this drawing. It took that drawing to make that image. It took that image to make that image. And then it said, do you want to see the interior? And I'm like, sure, show me the interior. And there's the interior, I guess, out the back of the house. I mean, that's pretty fucking cool, right? It has a turtle ramp. It totally has a turtle ramp. But, you know, I thought that was pretty fucking swell. I saw Kelly Camp did a magazine piece today. Here, let me see if I can go find it. It's so good. There's Kelly's little magazine. The new MVP, The Quiet Revolution. Beyond the buzzwords, or buzzwhirls, as ChatGPT made it. AI isn't coming, it's here. That's good. The human interface, the AI architect. Isn't that cool? So if you don't know how she made that, you can just go to ChatGPT right now. You can do 3 of these on the free plan. I don't know if they've rolled it out to the free plan yet, but for $20 a month, you can upload a picture of yourself and just tell it to put you on the cover of a magazine and then describe the magazine and let it write the headlines or give it the headlines. And it does everything. It does the typography. So that's pretty fucking swell. So we'll come back to ChatGPT because I want to keep digging into what's now possible. I also want to see if we can discover more about the upgrade of 4.0 and why it's good and how it's good and what's different about it. If anyone has any thoughts, feel free to put them in the comments. Careful with thought, you'll invoke the wrath of Pate. I'm waiting for the day when it says, great point, but you're totally wrong, human. I'm actually waiting for that day too, because I appreciate the fact that they made ChatGPT a helpful assistant, but sometimes it would be nice to have it be a helpful critic, right? It'd be nice if it could be intelligent enough to navigate those two roles. What's this say? It carries things forward. Just try creating a normal person and then creating a Ghibli person. That's true. Yeah, it's doing character consistency that way. What I wanted to watch together, I only watched a little bit of this. I'm gonna switch my tabs for a second here. Anthropic put out a big paper today and a blog post about how large language models work, how they think. And I saw a couple of people mention it as being a really profound piece with a lot of jaw-dropping moments. And I haven't read it, so like I just saw it late in the afternoon. But it's got this video with it that explains some of how large language models work and how they think. And I thought it'd be fun for us to watch it together. So we'll do a little movie night tonight. So get your popcorn. Go make your Jiffy Pop. Well, Jiffy Pop, boy, that's old and timey. What is the popcorn? Is it Newman's Own, or is that still old? What's the popcorn you're making in the microwave these days? Or did we give up on microwave popcorn and we're back to the stove? Are we all bespoke, artisanal, Oregon-based, hand-picked, every kernel massaged before it's placed in the bag? Where are we with popcorn? Or do you just buy the bags of shit now, pre-done? Orville Redenbacher, okay. Waffles. Waffles. Waffles are good too. I say we go waffles or popcorn. Oh man. All right, let me change my tab sharing. And then we will watch we'll do a little movie watching.
You often hear that AI is like a black box. Words go in and words come out, but we don't know why it said what it said. That's because AIs aren't programmed, but trained. And during training, they learn their own strategies to solve problems. If we want AIs to be as useful, reliable, and secure as possible, we want to open up the black box and understand why they do things. But even opening the black box isn't very helpful because we don't know how to interpret what we see. Think of it like a neuroscientist investigating the brain. We need tools to work out what's going on inside. We want to know how the model connects all the concepts in its mind and uses them to answer our questions. Now we've developed ways to observe some of an AI model's internal thought processes. We can actually see how these concepts are connected to form logical circuits. Let's take a simple example where we ask Claude to write the second line of a poem. The poem starts, "He saw a carrot and had to grab it." In our study, we found that Claude is planning a rhyme even before writing the beginning of the line. Claude sees a carrot and grab it, and thinks of rabbit as a word that would make sense with carrot and rhyme with grab it. Then it writes the rest of the line. His hunger was like a starving rabbit.
That's kind of fascinating. I mean, it's like in that first line, the valuable things are carrot and grab it. He saw and had to are not as important. So pick the more important stuff. Kind of cool. It's also when you write poems, this actually makes sense now. It's very hard to get it to write an A-B rhyming couplet. It always goes A-A-B-B. So it does them 2 lines at a time. Be interesting to experiment and see if you could prompt it out of behaving like this.
We look at the place that the model was thinking about the word rabbit, and we see other ideas it had for places to take the poem. We also see the word habit is present there. Our new methods allow us to go in and intervene on this circuit. In this case, we dampen down rabbit as the model is planning the second line of the poem, and then ask Claude to complete the line again. His hunger was a powerful habit. We see that the model is capable of taking the beginning of a new poem and thinking of different ways it could complete it, and then writing it towards those completions. The fact we can cause these changes to occur well before the final line is written is strong evidence that the model is planning ahead of time. This poetry planning result, along with the many other examples in our paper, only makes sense in a world where the models are really thinking, in their own way, about what they say. Just as neuroscience helps us treat diseases and make people healthier, our longer-term plan is to use this deeper understanding of AI to help make the models safer and more reliable. If we can learn to read the model's mind, we can be much more confident it is doing what we intended. You can find many more examples of Claude's internal thoughts in our new paper at anthropic.com/research.
Yeah, that's fascinating. I mean, this kind of blows the doors off of, it's just predicting the next token. It's just a stochastic parrot, right? If it's thinking ahead and like, I don't know how long it's thinking ahead, but that's pretty interesting. And don't forget, Anthropic, their core imperative. So OpenAI's core imperative is to create AGI, artificial general intelligence, right? They want to make it accessible to the world. Anthropic was a spin-off of OpenAI from some of the main scientists from OpenAI that said, we don't like the way you're thinking about safety of these models. We want to create Anthropic where our prime imperative is safety. AI safety and AI alignment. And so that's why this research makes really good sense that they're doing it. But I find it fascinating that basically what they're discovering is these things actually think. Now, I don't think you can go as far as, they're conscious, but this is a different thing. And I'm sure if Pate's in here, he's probably screaming at the top of his lungs right now. Let's see, where's the paper here? Probably at the bottom. Is there any? Yeah, there's lots of charts and graphs that that won't make good for TikToking. But the blog post is pretty comprehensive, and then I assume the paper is really good. Let's see. Revealing the computational graphs in language models. Many more details of the above use cases in our second paper on the biology of large language model. Wow. That's a pretty bold statement. We investigate the internal mechanism used by Claude 3.5 Haiku, Anthropic's lightweight production model, in various contexts using our circuit tracing technology. That's amazing. Huh. So anyway, go check that out. It's at anthropic.com/research. I would imagine you can probably just get there by that, anthropic.com/research. Hang on. Yeah. Maybe not. Let's see. Our mission. Research principles. Tracing the thoughts. So here it is. So you scroll down, go to anthropic.com/research and scroll down till you see the rust-colored box. Tracing the thoughts of a large language model. That'll take you back to that where I just was. Crazy. It's crazy, I tell ya. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right. Let's see. Did I do anything in ChatGPT today that was interesting? Oh, that was an interesting one. Yeah. This was kind of fun. So I took a screenshot. Oh, wait, I gotta change my sharing. Hang on. So today I was on a conference call. Can you all see that? Hey, and Murphy, what's happening? Today I was on a conference call. I took a screenshot of some of the crazy people there and then uploaded those pictures and said, make me a cartoon. And one of the cool things that it did was it took the names off the screenshots and turned it into like the names of the people. So there's Cindy Kuhn, there's Rick LaCroix, who's not really that angry. There's me with a guitar. It picked the guitar up out of my background, which is interesting. Then I tried to add someone to it and it sort of screwed that up. And then I did something and it sort of screwed that up. But then I said, here's more people. Have the people with their cameras on, make fun of the people with their cameras off. So it sort of did it well. I said, make it like a Pixar thing. So it kind of did a funny little cartoon. Let's do image gen projects. Yeah, we're going to. Sitting here with my computer machine making stuff. Yeah. So yeah, let's go play with this. So upload a picture of yourself or your friends. Oh, then I said, this was kind of cool. I said, take Eric, who I put here, based on a screenshot here. Let's see, where's Eric? Right here in the top. Let me see. Can I zoom in on that? There's Eric. So that's the only picture it had of Eric, right? And then from that, it made this version of Eric right here. And then I said, create a dramatic art photo of Eric where the photographer used lighting and a low millimeter lens and open aperture to capture a personality that is thoughtful and generous. Make it a 2x3 portrait. And so it made this photograph. It sort of invented this guy. And then I said, make it black and white. And it did. And then I said, make it grittier. It made it really gritty. So it's pretty crazy. What else did we do today? The Studio Ghibli thing. Oh yeah, this was pretty cool. So this was I wanted to do take my stupid profile photo and turn that into a character. It made me too fat, so I said make me skinnier because I'm vain. And then I said make me a Macintosh computer, the original Macintosh, and convert my portrait into Mac Paint, the original version of Mac Paint, and it did it quite well. So that's a good one. I did a New Yorker cartoon today. I had it right, New Yorker cartoons. It came up with 10 different cartoon concepts. And then it created this this one that is a bunch of goats sitting around a boardroom. And the quote is, let's circle back after we've eaten the agenda. That's pretty good. That's pretty good New Yorker humor. Come on. Oh, man. One thing that I did notice, let's go to Sin City Sipper. I don't think this has changed, but let's say make me a margarita with unexpected sass. And now it's making an image, but it is not using the new image gen tool. So your custom GPTs have shitty old DALL-E in them. You know, it's still pretty good. Not for nothing, but it's not the new image model. So that I learned. Last night we were playing with turtle meme character ideas. Was this it? Yeah. So last night we created the Irregular Turtle Society. And we were taking pictures of people and making versions of them. And then people went to the AI Salon, started making their own pictures of themselves. So there's Silver Fox with a chrome shell, which I love. I think it's genius. S Fox, the founder of Shellington. Silver Fox, congratulations. I didn't realize you were the founder of the town. That's funny. Oh, you got that same drink pick about 3 months ago. Oh, that's funny. Here's Sharon Crawford. Very nice. So everyone's making their own little. Oh, that's nice. Who's that from? Steve-O. I can't make it tonight. Lunch date with this one. Oh, that's the one he uses to tap all the hearts on the TikTok. Very nice. Marlene Paul. Love it. Ooh, that one's cool. From Waleed. Very formal. Ocean, nice. Corin Mueller. Do we all represent ourselves with turtles? Apparently. You are in Shellington. When in Shellington. Now, Dr. J decided to go with the Blue Jay, and I think Cindy Coon would obviously go with the raccoon. There's Vicky. Vicky went ahead and made a collectible that you can buy it at Toys R Us. Oh my God. There's Greg. Oh, good Lord. Oh, this is a good one from Jackie. Still workshopping my Shellington persona, but I had a bit of issue in the lab. So anyway, so that's kind of fun. I think what might be kind of cool tonight. We'll come back to the Shellington stuff, but I want to try something new. Let's turn on web search and let's say research papers and books on modern narrative theory and what resonates with today's audiences. So I'm going to have to go do some research. Now, you could do this with some deep research, but one of the groups that I'm working with, we're playing around with deep research, and Cindy Kuhn kind of inspired this today, where Cindy went and did a bunch of research, and then she's digging deeper and doing research from different points of view and using personas and things like that. And one of the things that we talked about was, could you take research and bring it to life using the image generation tool? We might be able to do that. So there's some books and things. So now I'm going to say, what are the main narrative ideas across these works? Searching the web. Oh, she's here. Cindy Kuhn is here. So I figured I'm going to try to do some crazy ass image generation, like bringing research to life. But I don't want to do deep research. I'm just going to do sort of faker deep research. All right. So there's that. So I'm going to say, now look at these ideas from 4 different points of view, each from a different decade. I'm just kind of randomly trying to put enough context in here that we've got something to work with. So I don't really care what the answer is here. If you were doing actual research, you might. Would you like me to explore how these perspectives might apply to a particular format? I want strong POV pieces from each of them about the research you have found. All right. Now I want a new novel hypothesis that incorporates everything we've talked about. That could revolutionize narrative in the future. All right. Absolutely. Here's a novel hypothesis: the narrative as emergent emotional architecture in multi-agent space. Cindy, it's funny. I think you and I the other day, we've been talking about narrative as an emergent emotional architectural in a multi-agent space. We talk about that a lot. Like, it's a fairly obvious. I don't know how novel that is. Seems pretty obvious to me. Narrative as a collaborative ecosystem. Emotion as an organizing principle. Okay, so it's got some points. Example. All right, whatever. So we got that there. So now we're going to go. Now I want you to play out the transformation to this new narrative reality and write a report on the impact of the current media ecosystem. All right, that's kind of cool. So, like, let's pretend this was actual all real research, right? This is the kind of thing where you might go look at some shit, then you might look at it through some different lenses, then you might come up with new ideas. Then if you're a future caster like Cindy Kuhn, you might say, well, what's this going to do to the world? So let's see, what did it do? Executive summary. Between 2025 and 2032, the global media ecosystem underwent a profound shift from static, author-centric content to participatory, emotionally responsive narrative systems. This transition, sparked by advancements in AI, biometric feedback, and immersive environments, has catalyzed a new narrative paradigm. From content to experience, new formats and fluid story worlds. The death of the singular author. The author is a conductor, not a god. The 2032 Emmy-winning story world, Ashfall, has over 2 million acknowledged co-authors. This is kind of cool. Okay, great. Now, I want you to give me 3 concepts for how we might visualize the new world of narrative that includes the impact on current media into a single infographic that will make it instantly understandable and bring the research to life. Okay. So let's see. The story wheel from broadcast to biometrics. I don't like it as a wheel because I don't think this is going to be linear. A radial infographic showing the evolution of narrative as a timeline, but instead of progressing linearly, it radiates outward from a central point. Narrative 1.0, linear broadcast toward the new emergent narrative 4.0. Okay, that's not bad. So it's not in a cycle, it's radiating out. Visual structure. The center is the 20th century linear narrative. Maybe we do all of these. We'll see which one we like. The living narrative web, an artwork visualization like a neural map that shows how different media nodes are now interconnected. And then the narrative machine, how a story is made now. This is kind of cool. All right. Why don't you take a stab at number 1? Is this making sense? Am I totally off my rocker? Is this making sense? I'm here, slow to find the chat. So one of the things Cindy was saying today, which I thought was really, or no, it was actually Mac Turner, but then Cindy commented on it. Mac Turner was talking about you do all this research, and a lot of times it doesn't have an impact because people can't instantly get it. And like, could this new visualization tool be a way to take research and turn it into things that people get easier? Co-authorship, spatial worlds, narrative 4.0, linear co-creation, co-authorship, spatial worlds, dynamic canon, AI agents, emotional intelligence. So that I don't quite get. So I'm going to say, I think it is flat and boring and lacks clarity. Wait, flat and boring and lacks clarity of the evolution. Make it have a dark background and a much more sophisticated color palette and info design. Don't be lazy like me, you poopy head. And again, it's always good to swear at your large language model and put them down and judge them. Oh, maybe convert it to a kid's book. Oh, that's pretty cool. Like that idea. Nice thought process, chat. Yeah, well, that's like, I kind of feel like the transition, if you think about what Manus does, where it goes off and does these incredibly complicated multi-step research things and then writes a report and generates code and does whatever it does and then comes back and reports to you. I feel like we at the center of these workflows are going to increasingly have to think about the chain of events rather than just the here's a prompt, here's an answer, and then rinse and repeat that. Or we're going to have to think like, oh, okay, I'm going to go do research in these 3 tools. Then I'm going to take that and I'm going to visualize stuff over here. Then I'm going to take that and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do that. Actually, the idea that this thing's putting out, that the idea of central authorship goes away completely, is actually kind of fascinating. Emotional co-creation. Yeah, it's really not good at this. So let's say, I'm going to go back up, and one of the things I noticed is it doesn't seem to remember the shit it wrote once it makes an image. So let's go copy this and say, I don't like it. Let's try this one. See how it does. Now it's a dark background and foreground. I know it didn't. I was not happy with that aesthetic at all. Can you tell me a super cool Manus use case. I'm obsessed, but I'm stuck in business use cases. We can go look at it, and I had it. I told Manus I wanted it to go analyze the plot of Shawshank Redemption and Snakes on a Plane, and come up with a new screenplay outline that combined the best plot elements of both. And it came up with some prisoners on a flight that has that has snakes on it kind of concept. So I think you could do creative stuff with it. I don't know. You know, it could be fun, Ann, is have it go find like, what are stories that are being told in other parts of the world that aren't told in the US, and like have it be a translator. The living narrative web. Let's look at this. This looks kind of interesting, actually. So there's an emotional architecture in the middle. There's books, films, collective authorship, biometrics, AI, dynamic story thread, TikTok. This actually is not. This is actually kind of a cool idea. Like if you're, so one of the things that's been striking me is that when I have a story idea, that I shouldn't just be thinking of a single output. I should be thinking of multiple outputs. Right? The book, the screenplay, the stage play, the poem, the song, the kid's book, the album, right? Think like that. But I'm still very much thinking in single authorship mentality. What this is saying is you take that same basic story intention and you throw it into a framework, an emotional architecture that you design, and then other people can participate. Let me show you an example of it, actually. This is kind of cool. Okay, I'm going to hop over to Midjourney for a second. And I'm going to go down. Well, you can kind of see it here. You see all those images have a sameness to them, but I'm going to go find. So we can actually play with this right now. So see all these images? These are all images that I was just playing around with creating that use the mood board that is the official brand mood board for the AI Salon. So what I can do is I can copy this mood board and I'm going to pop it into YouTube, and then I'm going to put it up on screen here. Wait, why did that? There we go. I'm going to pop it up on screen here. So you see that profile where it's S3P as in Paul, YM, 2F as in Frank. I'll also put this profile over at the AI Salon in the Irregulars channel. All right. So I'm going to say, go make some Midjourney images about, let's see, phrases that are in your head right now about generative AI, about the state of generative AI, about the state of generative AI. This is really cool, actually. here is the official AI Salon mood board. And then I'm going to put note, use style weight of 50 to 1000. If you use a style weight of 0, it won't give you anything. And I'm going to show you how we do this in a second here. But let me put an example in here. Let me go grab one of these Midjourney images. That's a cool one, Curiosity. So I'm going to download that and I'm going to throw it up in here. Right. There was a problem. Oh, of course. It was too big. Of course it was. Of course it was. Of course it was. You're fucking kidding me, right? Seriously? Why is he doing that? That's very disturbing. Why does he make that sound? Oh, you see, Kyle, he's a Gen Xer. See, they're a little angry. Why is it not letting me upload a thing? You can't get that from here. What the fuck is going on here? I have a feeling I've got some weird shit with my Wi-Fi. All right, there it is. Fine, whatever. Okay, so that post is there. Okay, so you can go grab that profile, and here's how you use it. So see up in the little prompt box there, in the prompt hole. Isn't that what we call it, the prompt hole? You put in a prompt, like if like I feel like Rubicon. We've crossed a Rubicon. I don't know what that means, but we've crossed a Rubicon. So I'm going to just put the word Rubicon, and then I'm going to go pick my style weighting. It's at 50 right now, and I'm at 16 by 9 aspect ratio. That's fine. And then I'm going to do --R space 4, and that's going to make 4 sets of 4. So I'm just going to say go. And so this is now going to go generate a bunch of images. So here's why I'm showing you this. Going back to this idea of this, the future of narrative, I know we were just trying to visualize kind of a silly idea, but like this actually came up with an idea that I'm really excited about right now. That as authors, our job is essentially going to be to create the world, the emotional architecture that we can co-create stories within with our audience. In a lot of ways, that's what this channel is, right? Cindy Kuhn was the one that pointed it out to me. She goes, Kyle, this channel isn't about you. It's about the collaboration that happens while the show is going on. Like it really doesn't matter what you say. Now, I know she didn't mean to hurt me, but I cry myself to sleep every night. Nobody loves me. I don't. But I think it's a really good point. And the shared branded mood board for AI Salon means that all of us can collaborate. You all can go make your own images, but you can, if you want to, you can come into the AI Salon and go, here, I made some really cool images, and here's the words, and here's the ones I think are cool and why. Right? See, these all have kind of a brandness about them. And you can all be making your own fully realized self-expressions that are curated through the lens of this brand look and feel. And so imagine not just having a Midjourney mood board, but you've got an animation style over in this animation program, and you've got a kind of music over here, and you've got kinds of storylines and kinds of comedic situations and kinds of dramatic situations. And I, as the author, am creating that world that we all get to play in. That's what this thing is saying.
I didn't get that.
Because I wasn't talking to you, Siri. I think that was clear. I think we've established that about 2 years ago. And by the way, Siri, you haven't gotten any better. Like, everyone else is changing the world, and Apple's like, you can talk to it, right? What you do is you go, hey, Siri, and then Siri will pop up and you talk to it. And then what she'll do is give you a really disappointing response, or just say she doesn't understand. And that's the intelligent part, that sometimes she can answer it, and many times she's smart enough to know that she isn't smart enough. That's kind of the genius. We call it Apple intelligence, because it's smarter than what your expectations are. You see how we work in a circle? We circle it back around to the starting point, right? You thought there was a destination, and you're like, wait, how am I back here? That's the genius of Siri. I mean, I used to be an Apple fanboy. Like I would go to battle for them. It's so fucking sad. All right, let's have ChatGPT make us a new drawing here. All right, let's go grab the third concept. The narrative machine, how stories are made. This was the one that seemed most interesting to me. I like that. Let's try this. I'm almost feeling, Cindy, if you're still here, like the value of these isn't even so much, is it going to generate a visualization that is usable wholesale? Although at some point it might. But it's almost more like, oh, yeah, that's kind of the right, instead of bar charts, it's a spider graph. And instead of, linear, it's radial. And those kind of ideas are actually kind of interesting. Did Kyle's screen blur? Oh, it blurred just because I moved the camera too close. Sorry about that. Lol, so we're out of focus now. Shut up. You're so funny. I could loop that and laugh for a while. I don't know what I said. Where can I find the emotional architecture image? I will go put it into, let me do save image as. I'll go throw it into emotional architecture. I mean, it's a very incomplete infographic, but conceptually, if it like reminds you of something, I'll go throw it in Irregulars right now. Here's the emotional architecture, and then I'll say future of storytelling. Emotional architecture, future of storytelling diagram from the live tonight. And then I will go bang, and then I will throw this. Where did I put that? Here? No. Where did I say screen? Where did I save it? Where did I save it? Hang on. Was it in downloads? No. What? Why is it not? Why is my life so hard? Oh, file wasn't available on the site. Okay, fine. That's why. It wasn't my fault. Shut up. It's still not there. The fuck? All right, we'll go screenshot it. Oh, it's not there. Well, it's here. So we're going to go grab it. Desktop. Bang. Screenshot. There we go. We'll come back here. We'll look up screenshot because I have two different desktop folders on this machine and I don't know how to get them. I don't know how to consolidate them because I'm a loser, baby. Okay. So there you go. The emotional intelligence or the emotional architecture or narrative architecture. But I think it is. It's emotional architecture. Well, that's going to make people think it's fucking psychology. Maybe it's the emotional world. It's the, I don't know. This is something worth the living narrative web. As an author, you design a world that your fans and readers and watchers and listeners generate within. And then, you know what's so funny? It's just like this channel. We come here 5 nights a week. We're doing shit on our own. I'll occasionally say, go do a thing over here. We kind of travel over. We collaborate on something. Some people go off and take that and really run with it. Other people like, yeah, that was boring, whatever. But this is like that on steroids. This is like saying we're going to have all these different outputs. And I, as the auteur, am going to create the framework that all of us can play inside. And anything that's generated in there is going to have a AI learning lab, an irregularness about it in this case, right? But imagine Wes Anderson making a world like this. This is so fucking cool. Because this is, so if you think of Wes Anderson films, right now, Wes Anderson is the single author, makes his films like he makes his films. But we can right now just go into ChatGPT and say, I want, let's see, let's upload something here. Desktop. All right, that's good. So let's open that up. So we've got this crazy ass car. Say, I want you to reimagine this car in a Wes Anderson film where it is parked near the yachts of Monaco during the 1965 Grand Prix. All right. This is where we're going to get, okay. For all the AI haters out there, no, sorry, I'm not chatting with anyone right now. For all the AI haters out there that are going, this is intellectual property theft, all that bullshit. Not that it's bullshit. Intellectual property stuff is not bullshit. But all of the tropes about people saying AI is evil because of that. I wasn't able to generate that. Oh, because it resists our. So can you describe what it might look like? Make that image. It's now a visual assistant too that we just have to tweak. I'm here. Okay, so we're gonna do this thing. Okay, so this is gonna make an image. Oh, come on. Let's see. Don't use his name. just make the image based on the style you described. You're smart. Make the image and don't get sued. This is why I have a Wes Anderson mood board in Midjourney. Oh, yeah, this exact nightmare, right? Okay, so right now, Twitter is nothing but Studio Ghibli images, right? And Studio Ghibli is notoriously copyright frenzied. I still wasn't able. Come on. Yes, adjust the prompt. Yeah, good idea. Not that I described it 3 prompts ago, but go ahead. Yes. And don't forget to include the car I uploaded. So right now, however it gets done, someone wants something that looks like Wes Anderson. They use his name. They generate an image. He looks at that. He's like, God damn it, they're stealing my shit. Studio Ghibli looks at all of Twitter and is like, God damn it, they're stealing my shit. All of the art haters look at this stuff. Oh my God, this is fucking painful. All right, we had 2 good days. With let's just make it a light color palette with pastel colors, please. I'm trying to make my point here, and Sam Altman put his little fucking safety guardrails back up so we can't fucking use the fucking thing anymore. Imagine now if Wes Anderson makes this transition. Wes Anderson realizes, okay, I'm fucking done with this. Upload. I don't know where that picture was anymore. That's our bug. I kind of want that picture of the thing. God damn it. I'm cranky. This is fucking shitty. Save image as. Let me try a new thing. Upload. Reimagine this car sitting next to the yachts with sitting next to the yachts in Monaco. I'll get back to the point in a second. In 1965 at the Grand Prix, the colors should be muted with pinks and orange hues, making it all a bit surreal. The fashion should feel familiar yet off. Okay, that should make us an image. Let's see. We didn't say, we're in a new chat. We didn't say the word Wes Anderson. Yeah, this really seems like a pro workflow. You wouldn't get your head bitten, chewed off, and swallowed in for trying in the studio. Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. So now imagine Wes Anderson gets religion around this AI thing and realizes the solo auteur is going to be a thing of the past because everyone can now make anything. But people are lazy. People like to be directed. They like to be told what to do. They like to be part of a tribe. So now imagine Wes Anderson saying, I'm going to create a co-creative world that within it you can buy things, you can sell things, you can make things. I'm going to create a universe that you can create video games inside. And you can have your own creative expression, just like the AI Salon mood board. You're going to make anything you want within this, but it's going to follow these certain constraints, which isn't a bad thing. And then it creates this infinitely complex world where there might be millions of co-creators. And within that, some of those stories are going to take off and become hits. Wes Anderson is going to get compensated for anything created in this world and is going to get a cut of any of the transactions that happen in this world. But also within this world, there are going to be filmmakers and game producers and image generators and 3D printers that print little Wes Anderson world kind of things that are going to get compensated for that. You're going to be able to make a living within a world that someone like Wes Anderson creates. There's going to be entire economies existing inside, what are they called? Emotional architectures. This is fucking cool. Right? So that's not quite Wes Anderson, but still, like, imagine, you know, that was the aesthetic. So anytime you made a car, it was kind of in this neighborhood. Whenever you created characters, they kind of were dressed like this. Right? Isn't that cool? I think that's fucking cool. My ear itches. And that was really annoying that it would not make that image. Really annoying. Good Lord. What major studio? Hang on. Let's see. What major corporation is Wes Anderson associated with? No. Let's see. No, who distributes his movies? Like, is it Disney or Paramount, etc.? Bottle Rocket, Rushmore, Disney, Fox, Searchlight. It's noteworthy that with Disney's acquisition of 20th Century Fox, films previously distributed under Fox labels are now part of Disney. Okay, so here's the logic. Here's the logic that OpenAI put into their image generation tool. If image is tied to Disney, do not make it. Because Disney is a notorious lawsuit machine. Oh, motherfucker. All right. Wasn't aimed at you, but more the obstacles that are the default safeguards. Oh, yeah, no, I get that. Still going to be demand for someone who shows up with a functional proprietary workflow. Oh, I agree. Listen, what I'm talking about is right now there's not infrastructure for Wes Anderson to do that, if he wanted to do that, or if I wanted to do that, right? The only thing that I've done that is remotely in this neighborhood is this new mood board for the AI Salon, that you can create images for the AI Salon. But like now I'm thinking, like, what is the equivalent of that for music and for, I don't know, other shit? Like right now it's all ad hoc. This is a major opportunity. It's a major opportunity to create an infrastructure where an author can go in and set the emotional boundaries of a world, of a co-creation space that everyone gets to participate in. The person that generates the world gets compensated for that activity, and then the people within that world can benefit from it either through, access to content for free. Like it could be a kind of thing. You come into that Wes Anderson world, or let's just call it the AI Salon world. You come into the AI Salon world, you can make shit, you can sell shit. If you just want to come in and consume stuff, you pay for that. If you want to come in and contribute stuff, then you don't have to pay for that. You get access to content because now you're a contributor. And then if you contribute something that starts to make money over a certain threshold, you get that, or, some piece of that. And then the entity gets the whole. And this is the kind of thing, all anyone's talking about right now is the AI is going to take our jobs. The AI is going to take our jobs. The movie industry is dead. The music industry is dead. Well, what if it's just changing? What if our jobs are participating in these ecosystems? And you could be someone that just lives in Wes Anderson world, or you could be someone that bounces around between 20 of them. And your specialty is rave music in virtual stages. And you go to all these different worlds and you create raves within the different worlds. And you get really good at that and you get known for that. Or someone else is just in this one world and they're kind of the master of all of this world. That's fucking cool. All right. That was a rant. But that's pretty cool. All right. Yeah, the Wes Anderson Metaverse. Massively disruptive to design of all types. Well, but it's, what's funny is it's a metaverse, but it's not just a metaverse, right? It's a co-creation universe. Because if everything's going to be hyper personalized, then no one gets compensated anywhere, right? If I can just say, I want a movie that's like Snakes on a Plane, but instead of snakes, it's rabid bunnies. And instead of Samuel L. Jackson, it's Willem Dafoe. And that starts playing for me. Yeah, you could, find individual copyright holders that are drawing and figure out a percentage. Or you could just say, no, let's put that movie creation thing inside of a world that is an economy. It's an ecosystem of storytelling and of entertainment and business. I think there's something there. I think there's something there, people. I'll tell you what. Thoughts? Questions? Am I full of shit? Is this making any sense? Everyone's asleep. All right. I took him out. Let's go see if anyone made anything over here in AI. Salon. Look at that. Future of AI from Valerie Cox. That's beautiful. And look, it's like it's got an AI salonness about it, right? This is the idea. Developing ecosystems. We're making pics. Oh, that's true. I told everyone to go make pics. You're off making pics. And just listen to me ramble in the background. Cindy Kuhn. AI Salon. Nice. Oh, man. Very cool. I like that. That's nice. It's nice. Oh, lordy, 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 lordy. Who wants to talk about anything? Bedtime story with Kyle. I know. People making pics. That's very cool. So it's like write a novel, invite people into that world. Yeah, Kakif, it's exactly that. It's like, so right now in today's media world, if you go back to the before time, right? If you go back to 2022, the before time, when to write a novel, you actually had to write a novel. And it took you anywhere from 3 months to 30 years to write that novel. And then you would get it written, and then you would try to get it published, and they would print it on paper, and they would stick it in a book. And in the 2022s, they would stick it on a Kindle. And then in the after time, it now becomes really easy to make a book. And so not only can you make a book, you could make it a kid's book with illustrations, and you could make it an album, and you could make it a this, and you could make it a that. But it's still this idea of you're the author of that book. And all those individual pieces. And the hypothesis that this thing came up with tonight is you think of that story, and that's just your story in that world, in that emotional architecture. So we as authors get to elevate ourselves up above the tactical outputs and just say, what would this world look like? What would it sound like? Who would be the characters in it? What would they be dressed like? What era is it? What are the technologies that are there? Right? So just like you would, if you were writing a book, you're going to design the world of that book or the framework of the thinking in a business book. And now we elevate ourselves above that tactical output and just say, I'm going to create this dome that anyone that comes inside this dome is free to create anything, that we have the capacity to make within this domed world, but it's all going to be within that world. And then the creators and managers of the world get paid. There's an economy that allows creators to get paid. There's a world in which you just go in there and consume content, right? You don't have to co-create. You can just go listen to Beyonce's music or anyone else of Beyonce's fans that made music that sound like this world. Imagine John Mayer taking all of his music and creating a sonic emotional architecture where you could enter that world and you could listen to all of his music, but you could also take a custom designed, a custom trained version of Suno that was trained on John Mayer's sound, and you could go in there and you could write your own songs. And when you use the tools to make the lyrics, they'll have a John Mayer-ness about them. And when you make songs, they'll sound John Mayer-like. And some of those songs might be so good that they become hits. And some of them might be so good that they become hits that John Mayer goes and plays on tour. And because this thing will be all blockchain tracked, we'll know who made what within this world. And they'll get compensated. And so will John. That's fucking cool. That's a way to end the fucking weekend. Or to end the week. You know what I'm saying? Jeff Flanagan, I had 4.0 remake a very old snapshot of me and my mom as a professional painting. It turned out really good. That's very cool. That's very cool. You should get some research from Gettysburg to feed GPT and have it create photos of the battle. I created a whole music video of Gettysburg battle scenes that I brought to life in video that all look like daguerreotypes. It's pretty cool. First and last frame interpolation will be huge. Yep, I agree with that. It's just crazy. We're just in such fucking wild times, man. Anyway, I dig it. ChatGPT in this modern narrative theory. Here's the other thing that it came up with: sensory environments, personalization, emotional story, archetype dialogue. So you have a narrative generator at the center. Yeah, I could see creating a whole architecture where you've got a narrative generator that develops voice and characters. You could have look and feel. You could have audio. Like, what do the sounds sound like? Is there like birds chirping and it's this really peaceful place, or is it like fucking terrifying and everything's like, yeah. Like, imagine a Guillermo del Toro world. You know what this is? This is theme parks that are dynamic. So it's not just a metaverse. There will be metaverse areas within it. But this is a theme park where the crowd at the theme park gets to make new rides, gets to make new stories, gets to make new storylines. Fucking insane. It's cool. All right, that's where we're going. There's your 5-year vision of AI. Dynamic Roblox. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is, to a degree, this exists in Minecraft and Roblox, right? Those are kind of worlds like that. But I think they're very limited to, it's got a specific kind of gameplay. And it's got a specific kind of mechanic and a specific kind of aesthetic. And this would be a much more broad, open kind of thing where some of it might just be making music. It's not making music inside a virtual reality world. It's just making music in this intellectual property dome. That's cool. That is cool. All right, I'm going to get on out of here. So, yeah, your homework for the weekend is explore the shit out of ChatGPT image generator. If you want to geek out on that Anthropic paper, I'm going to probably read that this weekend. And now start thinking about the kind of world you would create that would allow other people to create within your world. What would you want that to be? That's a fun thought exercise for the weekend. All right, everybody. All right, everyone. Listen, you have yourselves a fantastic weekend. Next week, there's a AI Salon presents on Tuesday night with Brian Moynihan and Adnan talking about their book Culture Shift, about AI and how it's shifting culture. We talked a lot about that tonight. Yeah, have yourselves a fantastic weekend. Hope you had fun tonight. All right. Peace out, everybody. So long. So long.